Hi guys, this lesson is nothing new. It's what you've done all the time. It's just to take this compound depreciation formula and shuffle it around a little bit. So it's very easy. We're going to go through it quickly. You can read through this. It just tells you what we're going to do in this lesson. We're going to ask you different letters. You remember there's always 4 letters. 3 of them will be known, 1 will be unknown. Good. And these next 2 slides, I don't even have to say one word about. You're going to read through it because the more you read through it, the better it's installed in your brain. There's just the summary again of what is simple, what is compound. It doesn't matter if it's depreciation or interest. It's just the same thing. And then the 2 formulae. Let's get to the examples. They're the best. Sipho bought a new car, and after 3 years, there's your N, its value was 183. Now let's just quickly see. After 3 years, I hope in the exam you're going to sit and do this. After 3 years, at the end, then you know that could only be the A. It could not be the P. The depreciation rate is 17%. That's your I. On a reducing balance. So immediately I'm going to write CI there. So I know it's compound interest. And because they say depreciation, I know it's going to be the minus formula. What did Sipho pay for his car originally? In the present. So that is the P. Good. So let's just go to this page, and not this page. I'll do it on the same page. Otherwise you see the answer. Let's just do it just here. We're going to write down our formula. A is equal to P, reducing compound. Depreciation has got the minus formula. Compound has got the N hanging in the air. So let's see what we have. We have the 183,680. We do not have the P. We have the I, 0.17. We have the N, 3. P is the thing that we want. So we're going to take this 183,680. We're going to divide it by the whole 1 minus 0.17 to the power of 3. I don't know if you can recall previously, I did not put the bracket at the bottom because I said that this long line here represents divide and bracket. But now there's an exponent hanging on the outside, so now I needed the bracket. And all you do on your calculator, you click all of that. You use the fraction button. It's easiest to do that. On the top you put 183,680. Double check and make sure that you ticked it incorrectly, and you go down with the cursor. You put your bracket 1 minus 0.17, close your bracket, to the power of 3. Remember, to the power of, is that X with a little block on the top, equals 321,238,50. So there is the amount. Let's just see if it makes sense. 321 is what it originally cost, this new car. The end value was 183,000 roughly. So it's much less, it's nearly half. And therefore I know I've done it correctly. It's a very high interest rate, 17%. That's why it's so much less than it was originally. And that is what they asked. Good, I'm taking all of this off because I want you to make your own notes. You saw I didn't do the ticks. There were 3 things that I did have, and then the P was the unknown. I just had to pick the correct formula. After you've done that, you can just go to the memo and you can check that you've done it correctly. Good. Example 2. The current value of a car is that amount. Current value means at the present now. 5 years ago, oh no, wait a minute. See how carefully you must read. Normally when they say current value of the car is this, then it means now. But then they say 5 years ago, the value of the car was 325. So that means when you started off with this whole car story, it was then the beginning. So do you agree with me? It's now different. That is my A. So you can't just read a word and say, oh, current means now. Normally it would. But because they're now working backwards, they say 5 years ago, the car's value was 325. That means this value here was actually the beginning amount. That is your A now there. Let's just make it properly. And the 3 to 5 was then when you started off with 5 years ago. And then automatically the 5 would be your N. So let's tick 1, 2, 3 things given. Determine the depreciation. So I immediately know it's a minus formula of the car if the reducing balance method was used to calculate the book value. So they want the depreciation rate. So what do they want? The R or the I, whatever you call it. The I is normally the decimal format. If you give it in proper language back, if you give it in a proper answer, you'll say the R is equal to so much percent. So we need the formula for depreciation to make sure reducing balance, so it's to the power of N, compound interest. So I'm going to fill in the A, which is 1 to 5,000. I'm going to fill in the P, 3 to 5,000. 1 minus, I need to find the I to the power of 5. So what do? We first get rid of the further stuff. I just want to show you quickly, 3 to 5,000. Because it's all thousands, you can just cancel those 3 noughts on the top at the bottom just to make it easier. I'm left here with 1 minus I to the power of 5. You want that I all alone. Remember, you can never work inside a bracket if there's still stuff on the outside. It doesn't matter where on the outside. So I can't touch that I and the 1 at this stage. I need to first get rid of the 5 because the 5 is furthest away from the I. And how does one get rid of an exponent? You draw the 5th root. And remember, where you get that 5th root, there's a little button that's got a little block there and a block there, and it's opposite the block that says x to the power of that little block. So let's quickly do that. Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm going to just write it down. 1 minus I is the 5th root of 125 over 325. Now let me just stop here quickly. You remember previously I said don't work this out on your calculator and then start and fiddle with the 1 and the minus I. Make sure that you've got the I all alone first. The minute you start working with your calculator, you're going to tend to round off and then you will not have the right answer. So I'm first going to get the I all alone, but can you see there's a minus in front of the I? I don't want that. So to make it the quickest, easiest possible way, I'm going to bring the I to this side. I'm going to leave the 1 there, and I'm going to take the whole left-hand side to the right-hand side. 125 over 325. And that seems very ugly, but we got it by just shuffling the formula around. And now I'm going to click in my calculator. 1 minus, and I'm going to go to that button, Shift. Where is it? There. And on the outside, I want the 5, so I click on the 5, and then with my cursor, I go to the inside of my square root. There I've got a fraction. So on the inside of my square root, I click that fraction button here right on the side. And on the top, I click 1 to 5. I go down with my cursor, and I click 3 to 5, and I press the equal sign. And it takes very long, but it gives me 0.1739 ... I'm not going to even write the rest because I need to round off. But remember, I need to give the answer in a proper format. I need to say the interest rate was 17.4%. So now only I round off after I've written it in the proper ratio format. The I is not that good to relate to in normal real life terms, so rather I will do the R is 17.4, and then you only round off the final answer, which is the R. And for rates, we always round off to 1 decimal. For all rands and cents, we always round off to 2 decimals. Good. I'm taking off all of this. By now, I'm sure you should actually be able to do all of this with your eyes closed because it's all just the same. On the next page, you'll find the answer. Again, you see that approximate sign there. It means you've rounded off. So it's not the exact figure, but it's fine for our purposes. Good. Last example. Office equipment was bought for 4.2 million rand. Let's just see. After 3 years, I must just make very sure now. So it was bought now, present. After 3 years, that is my N. The book value of the equipment was this. So at the end, remember what book value is? at the end, it was only worth 1.9 million. We bought it for 4.2 million. At what rate? So what are they asking? At what rate? So let's see if I've got my three things. There's my three things. Why do I need three? Because my formula consists of 4. R will be the unknown, and the other 3 will be the given. Now, let's just see. Depreciate. Reducing balance. So the minute I write down, now, I'm not going to do it because there's not a lot of space. There's my P. There's my N. I'm just going to write down my I. Oh, I can't write my I. That was my question. R or I is my question. The other thing I could, there, the A. So there are the 3 circles with my 3 different pieces of information. Normally you write it down. You say P is equal to this, N is equal to that, A is equal to that, and you make sure you've got 3 things, and then you do your question. Because it's reducing balance, I can actually write here, compound interest. So now if I write down my formula, P 1 minus I to the power of N, Y minus because it's depreciation, Y to the power of N because it's reducing balance method, compound, and I start filling in. The A was 1,932,000. The P was 4.2 million. And 1 minus the I is what I do not know. The N was 3. So it's very much the same as the previous one. You need to get rid of this big number here. 1,932,000 over 4.2 equals 1 minus I to the 3. Now I'm just going to do the next step as well so that you make very sure you know I need to draw, and I can just cancel out those zeros. You need to draw the cube root because I need to get rid of that. So it's 1932 on the top with 4200 at the bottom. Make sure that your lines are long enough. You may not make a square root line just through over half of this figure. You must make sure it covers the whole figure that you have. And on the right hand side, I now have 1 minus I. I don't like that minus stuff, so I bring it over to the left hand side. It becomes plus. I leave the 1 there, and I do that, and I'm nearly done with my sum. Long line there. 4,200, and if you click that on your calculator, it gives you, let's just make therefore, it actually gives you 0.228, and that means R is equal to 22.8%, just like the previous one. So now you have a proper method and a proper practice slide to redo it again. There's just one thing I want to show you. I'm quickly going to go to the answer that we've got here. Can you see here is where we first sorted out the formula. We first got the I all alone, then we've got that funny formula, and then we start filling it in. I do not like that at all. So I'm just going to on the right hand side, because I'm going to take off the rest. I'm going to on the right hand side write down P 1 minus I to the power of N. And I'm going to say rather, because this left-hand side formula there is not on a formula sheet. In any case, in grade 11, 10, 11, you do not get formula sheets. But you will not find that formula somewhere. So you rather use the formula that you know, P, 1 minus I to the power of N, you know it very well by now, and then fill in all the values like I did in the previous page, and then you'll see you get exactly the same answer. Good, but I'm going to just go back to the previous one. And I'm going to take off all of this because you need to not check anything that I've done. You need to have all these steps in your mind, and that is what you need to practice. The answers are not important. What is important is the method that you are using to get there. Good. And then there are 2 pages that you can practice. Pause them. Take a piece of paper. Do them carefully. Make sure you get to the answers, the yellow answers that's at the bottom. And then you should know everything we've done. The only thing that's left is to do the last lesson where we combine everything and that we give you proper exam questions. But this is what it's all about. The 3 formulae that you've learned, you must just pick the right one. I'm sure you're going to do well in this. So good luck. I'll see you next time.